Julia,
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this one. I want to preface the preface
Okay.
and say that Julia's speed version is, instead of 7 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's a good reason for that, Julia.
So what happened with mine, so I did Violet Evergarden, which is my favorite anime. I went to Google and I wanted to see how they made backgrounds. And of course, the first video I found was just like, Violet Evergarden changed how animation is made. So I was like, uh-oh.
Now you do it.
Uh-oh.
Now you do it. No biggie.
Just change how animation is made.
Because
Oh
it
my
was
God.
taking 10 and a half hours, I started taking shortcuts somewhere along the way.
God forbid you didn't work for 20 hours.
Because I had to learn a new program for mine. Jacob, do you want to start?
I'll get in. I'll get in it.
Julia, is this Blender?
Yeah. So the way
Julia.
What?
Like, I knew I was going to get flexed on because I saw how long it took you before I even did mine. So
yeah,
I knew, but I wasn't expecting this.
Julia, when did you learn how to use Blender?
you're watching me learn Blender.
Oh my god.
In real time.
Yeah, and I also wanted to test it to see if I could do this for, like, you know, another season of Drawtectives, like maybe model them so easier. Maybe if I'm faster, I'll do it.
Absolutely wild to me. Wow.
This is not what you expected to see when you came into this episode.
No, Julia continues to
Flex.
fully push the envelope, and wow.
I've been wanting to learn anyway, so I just used it as an excuse to finally do the dang thing. I had to go back in, make a copy of the thing, and then play with some of the levels so I could see some of the light better and some of the edges.
But you know you're getting
Background
perspective,
in my
right?
drawing is the color green.
Jacob did tell
purposely did the ugliest.
Jacob did say, because I told him basically that I was spending a lot of time in the background, and he was like, how did you make a character challenge into a background challenge?
You always do that, though.
I
This is
always
just
do
par
this.
for the course. I don't know why that's a question.
I was just like, but it seems to stretch further every time. This
Yeah,
time it was
like,
8
Let
full
Julia
hours.
do her background thing.
Your
Someone's gotta.
Fursona, you drew an entire
None of us
like,
did a
wash
background.
repair shop. Now
Yeah.
you have to do this like
Julia
insane angle.
has to pick up the slack for the rest of us. None of us did a background this time.
Yeah, it's because who wants to do that? It sucks.
Julia does.
We get to draw some anime characters. Julia, I gotta
Hasn't
gotta
even
learn
drawn her
Blender.
character.
Off to the old background minds. Yeah, her character's still not here at all.
No, my drawing of my character like starts at like minute 7 or 8 out of 10,
God.
and lasts about a minute. So, and there's
Just
usually a lot of
imagining
emphasis on it.
you working on this, and Jacob comes to you with like, "Can you show me how to do?
Can you show me how to do a vanishing point, please?
I gotta make straight lines.
to make some lines for my background, which is gonna be some lines."
I had come in after 45 minutes of drawing and was nearly finished. Listen, we're all different people.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to get those textures in there
Yeah.
and really focus on that lighting. Because again, the show loves some good lighting. So I went in
Yeah,
and
there's lots of like bloom and
yeah, lots of bloom. It's just a gorgeous show.
I appreciate this
Should have
because
chose Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
sometimes I'll see like other people's art and I'll be like, oh, maybe I should try and, be able to do this. But like, I appreciate this one because I'm never gonna do anything like this ever. I'm never gonna do anything like this. So it's just like, okay, cool. Like this is something you could do if you wanted to.
I was putting in the
Yeah.
floorboards.
Oh,
Nice.
of course.
That small line.
The
Can't
floorboards.
not put them in.
They put the floorboards in. I had to put the floorboards in. Okay, so again,
Then she deleted it.
Yeah. That was
I
the
get-
first draft.
They do a lot of rug patterns,
Oh my god.
and that they superimpose. You can see that they kind of just like squish it in there. So that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Here I come.
Oh, there's Julia.
Here I am. Oh,
A
that's
background
me looking at all my
can be a character.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
for this challenge.
It's like in JoJo where that one character whose stand is just a boat. Julia's stand is this entire room.
Yeah.
So I put like a bounce on like my hair and the skin and the clothes. And then I had to blur it and put like a slight texture over it so that
Nice.
it kind of like recedes into the background a
Wow.
bit. So that it has that painterly feel.
Jesus, Julia.
Really, wow. I love you're back to the entire room that you made. It was like,
No biggie.
not interested in it. Look at this hand though. This
God,
rules.
Truly wild to watch that whole process.
That was
If I may ask an artist process question, because I did watch you do a lot of the Drawtective's background, and I've seen you like lose your mind over a vanishing point and if a corner's in the right space.
Yeah.
How was this like a really good process for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot less like logistics, trying to figure out how certain shapes would work, a lot less like, planning out, like doing all of the steps that you have to do, like doing cylinders in perspective from a drawing. You have to start with a series of squares. So this let me kind of like bypass that. And I feel like, if I use Blender a little bit more, I'll get faster at it and it might be worth doing.
That's
So I might do it.
awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yay.
yeah,
very cool to
learning new
watch.
things live on the Drawfee program.
This was
There
me
she
learning
goes.
Blender. You guys saw me learn Blender as I went.
That
looks
also means
fucking
that
cool.
you, the viewer, can learn Blender.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Anyone
just saw
can
it
learn
happen.
Blender.
Believe in yourself. Do
If
all
I
that
can do
Blender.
it with the pressure of knowing that a lot of people are going to see it, and while recording my screen and having that
Yeah, the
knowledge
whole
that
process.
this time is going, you can do it.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cool.
So I got self-indulgent on this. I do a lot of poster work. I love doing posters. It is my wheelhouse. But usually when I do posters is I do usually do a lot of landscapes because I do not like drawing characters, as we all know. I like to draw scenes. So I tried to challenge myself and give myself no landscape whatsoever.
Wow.
And only
A
do
twist.
only
we did
do characters.
opposite.
Also, I challenged myself to draw a goddamn horse for once.
Oh,
Interesting.
already love the shapes on this horse.
Horse
good
at
horse.
an angle.
Yeah.
Angle horse.
He's so shapy.
So you're seeing like the usual process for me for when I allow myself to take time on a piece. So you see that I do the thumbnail so that I can get the general composition. And then I do anatomy work on top of that. And then I dress it in this like purple color to figure out how everything would sit on the anatomy of things. And since I'm not very familiar with horses or horse armor, I had to do that for this piece. With this blue, I think this is actually my loose line layer. No, this is my refined lines layer. Is the blue. For once, I'm not working in red because it's impossible to see red on top of this bright purple. There's a lot of lines. I should say that I spent like 4/5 of my piece doing line work. I will say also for these book illustrations, I usually do very ornate trees that are also very graphic in the backgrounds. I didn't do that.
You what?
I didn't want
You didn't
to.
do the ornate trees?
I felt like I wanted
Julia.
Also, I realized that my dude was very big and I ignored it for so long because I was like, I don't want to redraw it. And then it was bothering me so much that I wound up sizing it down. And
there's
redrawing it.
Was a
Is that a
basilisk?
dragon?
Durgan?
I made up a scaled creature. No one at me. I just
A drake?
You can decide what it is.
Oh, the lighting on the scales, Julia.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
jeez.
So cool.
But yeah, I don't do a lot of coloring. I just do a lot of blocking in, and I decided to do some light shading. I did decide to draw a
Good
font.
Lord.
What? Julia.
You
Because-
made a freaking font rune.
Yes, there is a font rune. This
Oh
isn't
my
the one. I
God.
made up this font rune for this font that I was doing.
You created a font rune from scratch.
I really wanted an ornate first letter, and then I decided that I didn't actually want to do an ornate first letter.
Julia out here complimenting each of us on our font choices, knowing
Yeah, she was setting us up to look like fools.
knowing what she did.
Classic.
It's like, wow, nice font choice.
Idiot.
Guess you just picked one, huh?
Huh. Wow, you really thought about which one that you would then type into, huh? You didn't make a rune, though. Interesting.
I used a type for the bottom. Does that
You
count?
did.
Yeah, great job, Julia.
I love posters.
Julia finally gets to flex her poster design skill.
Incredible.
The thing that I got into art to do. Yay! Posters.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed watching us make these beautiful travel posters.
Yeah.
And some of us make our own fonts.
Some one of us.
Some one of us. We got Julia up last.
Me.
Julia, what studio did you do?
So I did a Wallace and Gromit style. I will say,
You
as
sculpted them out of clay?
as per usual, I really done goofed it.
What do you mean?
I'm so excited to see what that means.
Yeah, actually,
Well-
don't tell me.
Okay, we can. Well, I want to say at the gate that I forgot the prompt was specifically because the Mario movie was coming out.
Uh-huh.
So I did Luigi's Mansion.
Fair enough.
I only did Luigi.
If Aardman Studios did the Mario movie, they would have done Luigi's Mansion.
They would
Is
delete
what
Mario.
Mario is missing from this
yeah.
movie.
That's the sequel.
Shall we jump in?
Yeah. I truly did a me. This is me trying to figure out how a stupid head's gonna work.
I love it.
So that's me trying to build out my Luigi. And then Nathan joked.
No. Julia.
Nathan joked, but it's true.
God.
I made it out of clay.
She made a real ass Luigi.
No.
So I'm last this episode because
You
I
knew this.
I spent the most time on this.
This does take the new record for amount of time spent.
Oh my goodness. How
speed
long did
draw.
it spend?
The whole thing, including photographing it, which you'll see at the end, is 18 hours.
Yo!
It was like days of labor.
I did spend 3 days.
That's so funny.
Um,
I'm so
Julia.
excited. Wait. That means he's in this house.
He's
He
here.
is in this
He's
house.
here
Where is
somewhere.
he?
he's,
Where?
he's in the bedroom hiding.
He's in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'll pull him out after we're done recording.
You
So
gotta.
I used armature wire for a little while, and then I just ripped Luigi off of the armature wire because I didn't like how it was coming out. So I decided to use a system of toothpicks to attach each appendage.
This is so much, Julia.
It's what
Yeah.
he deserves.
Yeah, here's me trying to sculpt his stupid little head. I couldn't figure out. I kept walking up to Jacob and being like, does this look stupid? Like trying to figure out Mario's hat on top of his head shape.
That's Luigi.
Yeah, the Mario. He's green Mario.
Green Mario.
I was trying to figure out green Mario's hat on top of this Wallengramis head.
Wallengramis.
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 Oh, Wallengramis, you know.
Yeah, from the movie. Oh, I love the shape of his head. I love the shape of you.
Don't let Ed Sheeran see this.
He's gonna lust after Luigi.
You'll see once I attach the arms that he starts like sagging because he wasn't baked.
No.
And then I had to construct like a system of how to keep him standing.
He's trying to leave. He's trying to go back to his home planet.
You can see him start leaning.
This is incredible.
No, get back here. Just stacking
There he
more
goes.
shit.
See he's doing. You can see him in the corner. He has no pupils. No pupils yet because I wanted to paint them on, but I wanted to like see how we would photograph him before deciding where his pupils would go.
Looking at you like, why?
Yeah.
Grant me sight, mother.
Please.
At this point, he's baked.
Oh, there's a pupil. It's gone.
So I made him a background because it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't have a scene without a background.
I mean, that's fun.
But
where else is he going to stand? In your living room? He's too small.
so here I am painting individual floorboards. I went to the art store and the lady looked at all the things I was buying and she just goes, "What are you making?"
Making a Luigi's Mansion, huh? In the Armin style? Yeah.
Another one.
She was so baffled.
What's she going to be baffled
older
about? It's
lady.
an art store.
Yeah.
What are you looking
She
at?
was like,
Mind
"What are
your
you-"
own business.
Well, I just
old.
told her straight up and I was like, "I'm making a Wallace and Gromit Luigi." And she was like, "Wallace and Gromit, okay."
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to, old lady.
I'm sure she's just used to seeing the combination of things people are buying and being like, I have a good idea of what they're trying to do. And saw your combo and was like, what is this?
This is the assembly. I had to build it somewhat technically correct or else my construction dad would kill me. So the vertical wood planks are solid and the horizontal ones are broken up.
Not you
Distressing.
staining the floor.
I'm staining the
For
wood.
authenticity.
I'm staining the wood.
I love it.
I decided to make a little table to put in the scene.
You gotta.
Yeah.
It ties the room
Yeah,
together.
I was just
using
wondering,
some-
like, where's the table?
Yeah.
I was
I was
using some
like-
cardboard scraps.
I'm gonna scream and piss if if he's in an unfurnished room.
To be fair, I wanted to make some like spider webs. Oh, this is me starting. I'm lighting it up, so I'm doing some cable work.
Yeah,
My God.
I'm doing
you gotta
some
get the
electrical
electrical work and yeah, of course.
So I bought some 3-volt micro LEDs,
so
and
much.
I used to have to make extension cables with my dad and run electrical through some buildings. So this was nice to go back to the old me of having a construction job.
This cost you money.
Yeah, it
Like
did.
there was a budget for this speed draw. This
Yeah.
isn't this is speed draw.
speed sculpt.
I do love a good construction, Julia. Many people don't know this, but at my old apartment, Julia helped fix my ceiling one time.
Yeah.
Because there was a big ass hole in it and no one would repair it. So Julia came and did it. This is so fun.
Jacob was helping me figure out where we were going to place Luigi in the photo so that I could hide the cables. Originally, I was going to hide it through his body, through his foot, but then the armature wire wasn't working out, and then I would have to like insert another one, and I didn't know how wide like the cables were going to wind up being. So, but I wanted his backpack to light up and for him to use his little flashlight.
Oh my God.
So that's what he looks like. That's what he wound up looking like.
Perfect.
This is incredible. Wow.
Hey, Ardman, Ardman,
Are you
Ardman.
watching?
Mr. Man.
Yeah. If you hadn't done that table, I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah.
And then I was using the little jars I bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the little spare popsicle
Sustainable.
sticks. Yeah.
This is so cool.
So-
I want to do this.
Here's my stupid Luigi.
I feel like
I love your stupid Luigi.
I
Thank
feel like
you.
people are gonna request more of this
Oh,
sort
no.
of thing.
Sculpting.
Don't.
Yeah.
I want to sculpt.
Bad news.
I want to do it.
We'll do a Karina sculpt episode.
Maybe me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to let my back recover.
Maybe I'll sculpt
Yeah,
too.
you need to sit in a proper seat.
The amount of laying on the floor I did after this, just like wanting my back to settle, was a lot.
You literally just need a table.
Yeah.
A normal height table.
Yeah.
And we can do it.
Impossible.
This is
Yeah.
my clay Ouija.
Wow. Yeah.
Clay Ouija.
Clay Ouija. If you didn't think I was gonna whole ass the wrong prompt, you were wrong. Because I put so much effort into doing the wrong prompt.
It was so funny to me.
Jacob pointed it out like while I was like starting to make it, and I went, "Oh no, you're right, the prompt."
I feel like it works. They're definitely gonna refer to Luigi's mansion.
Luigi's house.
Luigi's house.
Luigi's house in the movie.
Yeah,
in some
surely.
capacity.
Yeah, and Aardman.
And it's gonna look a little something like this.
Yeah.
Aardman would have gone all out with that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did
All
it.
it's missing is Gromit.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome work.
Wow.
Julia, awesome work, everyone.
I'm watching Karina's and Julia's back to back. I'm just like tired vicariously. It's just, wow. Wow.
Mine's pretty tame. The couple I was given, pretty tame.
Huh.
I got Linda Belcher
Aw.
Oh.
and Wallace. So Wallace and Gromit.
Oh. They both love eating cheese.
I can see that working.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
no, it's just a cute one. I was happy for them.
Yeah, bring it home on a good note, please.
Yeah. It was making me laugh while I was doing it, but let's get into it. Yeah, I wanted to go artsy with this one. I wanted to go pretty and
Oh.
designy.
Oh.
So I do a lot of mapping out on this one. Because also their face proportions wildly different.
No.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make that work.
Yeah, you've drawn these two human skulls, neither of which.
They have, yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful frame.
Ooh.
Oh my god. I wasn't ready.
Oh no. Oh, Wallace.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Wallace.
Yeah, these are just characters you don't expect to see Julia draw, I guess.
Oh, Lord,
Lord,
forgive me.
sorry. Lord, sorry.
I can't believe this.
The lovers.
I made it tarot themed again. I brought it in.
Of course.
So I thought it would be fun.
Could you imagine buying a tarot deck?
And it's
and you
cursed
draw-
couples.
It's the only card that's weird is the lovers, and it's this. Just a lover's card to put into your tarot deck.
Yeah, just
No,
swap
we still
it
have a
out.
completely normal tarot deck except for the lover's card. Yeah.
So much of this is just going to be Julia doing the frame, huh?
It is a lot of design work, yes.
But that's going to be so cool.
You know, I really wanted to give them the beauty they deserve.
Yeah.
Every time I saw, because I made special care not to see what Julia was drawing when she was doing this. But every time I got a glance at her screen, it was always like intricate frame work. I was just like, what in the world is she doing?
This kept making me laugh
you.
every time I zoomed out.
It's incredibly funny. And like you took it very seriously,
I did.
and that makes it funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here come in the pop colors. I wanted to do some simple colors.
Pretty.
You know, like a printing thing. So
Yeah.
I don't get too in the weeds in the render.
This is so pretty.
Beautiful. Wow.
Damn, look at you go.
Look at all these lines.
Damn. She's going.
I'm going. So stupid.
It's beautiful.
This is awesome.
The amount of work you put into this is so funny.
This one was fun. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
This was a good prompt.
Yeah.
This is legit beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't believe this.
I wasn't in the mood to draw any sort of nasty freak stuff today. So
I mean, you could always count on someone else to have that covered on this show, let's be honest.
yeah. But that's it. That's my piece.
It's so good.
Beautiful.
Julia.
Wow.
All right, Julia, what animal did you go with?
So I think everyone expected me to do a crow, but I didn't want to draw a big bird for some reason. Jacob can attest to my wandering around the apartment having pseudo crises about this one because I didn't know what animal I wanted to do. I was having a bad art day. I drew a whole piece for like 2 hours and then wound up throwing it out and starting over completely with a completely different idea. So I went with a raccoon. They mostly just bumble around wanting to be left alone, and they use their little hands for everything. And I like to do a lot of hobbies that require little precision handwork. So I went with raccoon.
Get your grubby mitts all over everything.
Yes. I kind of snapped out of my bad art day by just kind of scribbling a lot after I threw out that entire piece that I had worked on.
that you tweeted about.
Oh.
Was that the one you threw out?
Yeah, that was part of it.
Damn.
Because I wanted to draw myself as a raccoon, and I don't know, it was a whole thing. Because I wanted to do the only sort of fursona that I know in my heart I had to do, which was a Black Sad referenced fursona.
Hell yeah. I did have Black Sad out while I was drawing, just in case I needed further reference.
Yeah.
What is Black Sad?
Everybody read Black Sad.
Everybody read Black Sad. It's so good.
Okay.
It's a detective novel about this detective who's a panther. Like everyone is an
Ooh.
animal.
Yeah.
And it takes place in like a New York City, I want to say. It's been a while since I read it, but
It's so good.
it has an amazing art style and great writing.
I love how like naturalistic this is.
Black Sad
Yeah.
is very just like it's a human with an animal head most of the time.
Yes, but fursonas are never like someone calmly working on a watch.
It can
Like a
be.
movie.
This whole
Yes.
you
It
did a whole
can
ass
be.
environment.
It can be, but is it ever until now? I think this is like a first.
You just did a whole ass scene.
Classic Julia move. The
I did a
fursona
scene
entered your
too.
body a little, but
My background was just a square.
Yeah.
Nathan's background was a circle.
Yeah.
Karina's background was nothing.
it had a little drop shadow, and
It
there
did
was
have
a
drop
book.
shadow. Yeah, and a book.
Here's also what I do. This is like my crutch, is that when I don't know what exactly I want to do, I kind of just make a scene to distract from the fact that I don't actually know what I'm doing in my character.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
God. All these
Jesus.
straight lines.
Oh yeah, I did a lot
Yeah,
of
this isn't
perspective
even
work.
about the fursona. This is about your
Yeah.
perspective work.
I added some posters on the wall to give it some more depth.
Damn, we get it, Julia. You know how to do 1 point perspective.
The raccoon has been
Wish
done
that were me.
Yeah.
so long.
You don't really get what the fursona is unless you can see the entire ornate lettering of the watch repair.
That's important
Store.
for her backstory.
You have to write letters backwards
Yeah,
in the window.
it's world building.
Wait, did you do that backwards?
Yeah, I did it backwards.
Julia.
I don't know when I acquired that skill, but I can kind of just crank it out now.
This is wow.
Here come the colors.
What
This is just-
a process.
This is I can't even begin to fathom how I would draw, like, conceive of this, let alone color it all.
Oh yeah, we got to get all of these stupid little details. I was going to add more details, and then I was like, why?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, you've already added these many details.
Yeah.
What's a few more details?
I'm surprised it took you this long to say why.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not.
Yeah. I'm not actually because it's you, but
This is so black sad.
Yeah, I love the mood of Black Sad. It's just like a bunch of kind of bored people hanging out in a city.
Yeah.
Which fits my aesthetic to a T.
Julia wants it to always be raining, always be nighttime, and for everyone to be sad.
Yeah. Yeah, this quarantine's been going great.
So far, so good.
Oh, yeah, I added
Little
some little dust particles on the light to kind
Of course you did.
give emphasis to the light that's there. But yeah, that's my piece. I'm a little raccoon who's working on antique watches.
I was so sure that you were going to draw like posters in the background too.
I was really thinking about it,
Just
but
'cause
I was
it's you.
I was also working on this. It was like 10 o'clock at night or something.
I'm glad we were all working on our Fursonas at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yep, that was me too. Yeah, last night.
It's the Fursona hour.
The day before. That's when the Fursonas come out.
We give ourselves a week to do it, and we all do it the night before.
I mean, we wouldn't be artists if we didn't leave everything for the last minute and then shove it all into a small span of time. That's the way of it. Why don't you tell the people what you did?
So for Jacob, of course,
Me.
I had to do Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
I did a piece on Renala,
The queen of the full moon.
the queen of the full moon.
I'm excited to see it. Let's go.
So Renala's whole thing is she's kind of a sad lady. She's a very sad lady.
Yeah.
She's just sad all the
She
time.
got dumped.
She got dumped, and then like she thinks that her kid's dead. So, which is why she's holding. Also, I had to draw Renala because she's holding egg.
Oh.
Yeah, she has
That's
a
important.
big golden egg.
Yeah, she has a big amber egg, and a fun hat. So she's like a very sad lady, and you go to beat her ass in the library, and then she's just kind of hanging out there, kind of being sad. So I drew her in her library, looking at her egg, being kind of sad.
How I'm trying to be in 2023.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me till I've looked at my egg.
I was reading up on her whole situation. It's very like her versus everyone towards the end, but she doesn't want it to be. But she's just very sad, and she's like kind of just too sad to function with egg.
Sad with egg.
All she can do.
Status.
All she-
Status. Sad with egg. Renala is thinking, I'm sad today with egg. But she's sitting like in the middle of her little library floor, and I really like the feeling when you go to see her that she's in this huge, giant, ornate room that's kind of like endlessly tall, and she's completely alone. Mainly because you kill a bunch of little students in her room that she's made, but you know.
Well, they're like little clones.
They're little clones.
They're studying to be her? To be sad with egg?
Yeah, they're studying how to be sad with
I
egg.
have a master's in sad with egg.
What'd you go to school for? Being sad with
I
egg.
majored in sad and I minored in with egg.
No, it's like when you have with honors.
Oh, I
Graduated with egg.
My degree was sad, and I graduated with egg.
Yeah, I graduated cum egg.
No.
Yeah, so I'm just, I'm letting her, I'm realizing now I'm kind of giving her the Phantom of the Opera treatment. There's a lot of curtains, a lot of being sad alone.
There's an egg.
There's an egg.
Egg for me.
You had to draw lots of books.
Draw lots of books, but I
Had to.
did think about that beforehand, which is why the thing that's behind her is just one of those curtains.
Yeah,
Also,
smart.
compositionally, it turned out better. Yeah, I'm trying to be better about making pieces more or less feeling monotone without it feeling too soupy and things not being lost.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to work on here a little bit.
Ooh.
Egg is very yellow.
Egg.
Amber egg.
Yeah.
I also decided I wasn't going to go in and draw that texture. I used a texture brush.
Ooh,
Look at
she's
you.
improving.
Wow. she's learning not to waste her time.
Yeah. Here comes hat. Here comes all the little hat detail. She has a lot of gold on her.
I
Gold and red.
love this piece already because you're the only one of us who could have done this piece.
Yeah.
Like with the amount of detail.
I did some cheats on this because I was kind of swamped.
I thought I was fancy for doing the bare minimum detailing on my boys.
Also, her proportions are purposely very whack. In the game, she's very wide and long. She has a very tiny head.
And very long, big
Very
body.
long limbs.
I mean, I just kind of assumed that because it was Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Julia just didn't want you thinking she didn't know how to do proportions.
This is for
Untype those comments right now.
She knows so good
They're incorrect.
that she's doing it so right.
Even when
Ooh, like the
Jacob,
glow.
when I was watching Jacob fight Renala, I just was looking at her really long forearms, being like, I've definitely read some early 2000s manga with these proportions.
Very different vibe in those.
Yes.
What is it? XX Holic found dead in Elden Ring.
And then I felt the pillars were getting a little lost again. You know, trying to skirt the soupiness but still having it monochrome. So I warmed it up just a touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
I love the
This is-
egg.
Yeah.
I love that it's just the focal point.
Yeah.
So good.
Everybody gets to think about egg when they look at this.
Everybody
they
focus
must.
on egg.
And
It's kind of
I
like her
am.
whole life at this point is revolved around egg. So I wanted the piece to
Girl,
revolve
we've
around
all
egg.
been there.
Wow, this came out so cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
She's also like sitting on a little crib in the game, but it's so small because she is so big.
Oh.
So that's what that little like thing that is on her side. I forgot to mention that earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, she's sitting on a little crib that you can't see in the game, but you can see like the sides of it poking up.
I wouldn't have known. I would have
Wow.
just accepted it because I'm so drawn to egg.
Yeah.
Egg.
Yeah.
So yellow.
You should have just drawn egg.
I really should have just drawn egg.
drawn one egg.
I love the
Wait, this egg isn't even pointy.
composition.
I know.
You drew a round egg.
I drew a round egg.
Beautiful.
So proud.
Yeah, if I went in with the intent of only drawing egg, it would have been very
that
pointy.
would've ruined it.
Ruined it.
Oh, it's so good.
This
Thank
rules,
you.
Julia. I love it.
Thank
you for
you.
drawing fan art for me. I will treasure it like she treasures egg.
Thank you, and you're welcome. I had no thoughts for this one. I was having a day. I was having a rough one. My Photoshop wasn't working. I had to uninstall it and reinstall it, and then install an old version, and then figure that out. And then I wasn't feeling using Clip Studio that day. So
Oh, billowy clothes.
so yeah, so I went into this with
Are you
no
covering the
thoughts.
entire pose?
Yep.
That's so
Julia.
funny.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I'm not someone who gets excited about pose work.
Julia.
You cheated.
So I had to make it my own.
Oh my god.
So I use it as a suggestion.
This is unbelievable.
That's the best.
I couldn't figure out.
So funny.
I legitimately could not figure out how to make it into something that I would enjoy doing. This was the closest I got. I'm not a pose person.
What do you mean you're
That
not
was
a
the
pose
point of the
person?
episode.
I mean, she did use the base pose.
It's in there.
It's in there. You just, it's got some other stuff.
I just
Happening.
turned it. I turned it. There's the arm going around.
It looks like a whipped cream topping right now.
Yeah, it looks like someone threw some whipped cream and it's flying through the air.
It looks like the cover of Zarazia's Shadow album. That's one for no one in this room.
Nope. Sorry.
It does look like
that. If you know what I mean.
I agree, Karina.
Yeah,
Thank
Karina, I bet
you.
it does. I bet if I saw that album, I'd be like, yeah, Karina was right.
Karina was right to say that and think that.
I'm always right.
This is still like so technically impressive, though. Like,
Yeah.
look at these forms coming into being.
I love these folds.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I wanted to make sure that you knew the pose was in there somewhere.
I mean,
as hidden as it is.
Julia, I'm going to be the one to say it. No. But
Yeah.
it's a beautiful piece. But you covered the entire pose. It's
This is
really
cool,
good.
though.
Yeah.
Like, it's legitimately really cool.
It's just not a pose.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm just going to hold you a little accountable.
Yes.
This is
It's
still
not the
great.
prompt.
I love the folds.
Thank
the way
you.
you render.
This is genuinely frightening, which I think is
Yeah.
really cool. Like, it's a very unnerving image.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted it to be kind of spooky.
It's also the most Julia way to interpret this prompt
Yeah.
is to not do the pose. Just
Someday we're going to make you do a pose.
Yeah.
make you do
We
a
couldn't
prompt.
do it today.
Yeah. We should do this one again.
If the pose
I got
isn't
plenty of books.
if the pose isn't a bunch of people whispering to secrets to each other, then it's not for me.
You know what? Classical painting reworking. Just open-ended. Same painting.
Oh, we pick like one painting and we
Yeah.
have to redo it.
That's my pitch.
That's fun. I
That
like
is
that.
fun.
Oh.
And we'll pick one with a lot of people doing weird shit just
Yeah.
for Julia.
Let,
I'll choose,
let
I'll
Julia
choose
pick it.
my favorite painting.
Yeah, let Julia pick the painting.
I'm down.
All right, we're doing that.
Yes.
The fact that this only took you an hour and change is wild.
That
to
is
me.
pretty crazy, actually. I couldn't do this type of thing at all.
This is again like you didn't do the prompt, but you did something that to me seems a million times more difficult. And I mean, the prompt was just to
Whoa.
use the pose as a starting place for the drawing, which she did.
Yeah. I think the
I think
spirit
the
of the
prompt
challenge
was to use the pose.
But I really love this piece. Though.
Yeah.
This is like so sick.
It's in
Thank
there.
you. I was miserable.
You got the foot.
You captured
yeah.
your misery
Yay.
What
and channeled it. Oh, she did a little wink there. I
Yeah.
saw her.
I was thinking about doing something with the eye to draw more attention up there, and then I decided to just deepen the shadows a little bit.
That was her winking to be like, can you tell what pose I'm doing? Bet you can't.
I covered the one suggestion of the pose up with this white streak
Yeah.
over the arm.
You said fuck that pose. For real.
So funny.
This is gonna be one where people in the comments are like, "I loved Julia's one." People always love your spooky pieces.
They love when I go weird.
Well, you're good at it.
Thank you.
Wow.
This is so cool.
Yeah, this is a really cool picture.
She's kind of just like a ghost giant stomping through something. Don't know what.
Well, I really like it.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad.
You get an F for the challenge.
Yeah,
but
not the prompt,
but
but,
an A
very good.
an
Yeah.
A for making good art.
Yeah, it's like when you hand something in and the teacher's like, I like it, but you didn't do the assignment.
Yeah,
so
you were
I,
supposed to do fractions,
I
and
have
you wrote a
to-
novel.
I have to give you a D. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, this is just like in that episode of Cutthroat Kitchen where the guy didn't realize he was supposed to be making brisket.
Yes.
Or
He
he
wasn't-
was making biscuits and gravy and he made brisket because he
brisket and
misheard
gravy.
it.
Right.
But it was such a good brisket that he stayed in.
You stayed in.
That's you,
Here we are.
Julia. Your
That's me.
brisket was so good.
Make a
On
good
this
brisket.
biscuit
You're
challenge.
on thin ice.
Make a good brisket. What can I say?
Well, here's 3 poses and 1 painting.
Yeah, and one completely unrelated image. We should also just do this challenge again. until Julia does it right.
we do it every week.
Yeah.
Until we get a pose out of Julia.
Again, I got tons of books, especially now that Jacob gave me all of them back.
I didn't have that many books.
You had 2 of them for a solid 6 months.
And whose fault is that?
Jacob's.
Oh.
What else we got in mind here?
Well, it's there's a lot going on. So bear with me.
Yeah.
We're bearing.
Julia, we are ready to go on this journey with you.
We're always
Take us.
bearing.
You know
We're all packed. We're ready to go. We're standing outside.
Nathan's got his cute little teddy bear backpack
I got my
on.
teddy bear backpack on. Jacob is just holding a briefcase,
There's a
and
person.
we're waiting for you to take us on the adventure of a lifetime.
Because kind of something that I'm debating, and I guess I'm going to have to make it work now that I've spent so much time kind of working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a scene.
That's not a character.
Do I have to make a character?
That is the challenge.
Shit. Okay.
I want to.
What
see
if
the,
I make
I want
What if-
to.
yeah.
I want to see the scene. Though.
I do want to see the scene.
a whole bunch of characters?
Is that a Dracula?
So I want it to be like a room full of vampires, and this poor dude is like,
So-
I want to be a vampire.
This is my favorite character. Room full of vampires. So you were just gonna draw. How many vampires were you gonna draw? Just what?
Well, they were silhouetted, so it wasn't.
you started 2, and then just this guy. What's this guy?
Wait,
Who's
so
this guy?
I have a question.
So
How did
Just a-
your brain?
Just a room full of vampires.
How did your brain make this?
this leap.
Yeah. How did it make this leap?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. I did this.
You did this?
I did this.
Do you want
and,
to tell us what you did a little bit?
and hey, you know what I did? I did Legend of Zelda because I love Legend of Zelda.
Wow.
I love Legend of Zelda.
I love legends. Is this Bobby?
And this is my little character. Your little character would have like a big backpack when they're going out scavenging and like a big hat to protect themselves from the sun.
This is so Julia Core.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out like what they would wear
Is this you?
in the store.
This is you.
Is this? Did you make it a
Is
self-insert?
this a self-insert?
I knew this comment. I was
Yes.
expecting it in the comment section, but not from y'all.
Is this
Now I'm
Julia?
disappointed.
Looks like Julia.
You gave him a ponytail.
And
Well,
that's enough.
And the
Maybe in the
bangs.
game, there's like a character customization.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
custom character.
Yeah, so this
Well-
is maybe Julia's specific one, or someone playing as Julia.
I wanted to do like a few versions of this where you have like her exploring around and collecting things, but then her in her store and selling things to like a customer. So I wanted to draw out all those other ideas, but then my Photoshop and my Drive were both messing up. So I kind of just do this promo image and then have to call it because it real breaks it towards the end. But
I'm just glad you got this far.
yeah.
Based on what you were telling us, it sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I was having a technical nightmare on
I hate the
yesterday.
future.
Well, you abandoned your computer to do one sculpting speed draw, and
That's
your computer took that personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it in full view of your computer.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
Computer could see.
Yeah. It was forced to look at me.
Yeah, well, maybe
You know,
just
fuck you too.
save your files in Sculpey also. How about that? See how that works.
So I'm blocking in some of these colors here. I tried to stay pretty close to the Breath of the Wild colors, which are, I don't know. The colors are either like very washed out or very saturated,
Yeah.
depending on what light you got. So I was having a hard time figuring that out. But I get somewhere. I got somewhere with it.
We all get somewhere.
I like it so far. I can't wait to see it finish.
Thank you.
Could have been light moss,
Oh, it's not Julia.
It's not me anymore.
Brown hair.
brown hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's me?
It might be Karina.
Where are the
No
glasses?
glasses.
No glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me then.
It's Jacob.
Jacob.
It's Jacob.
Oh wait, there's
no-
no stubble.
No glasses, no beard.
Who is this?
Which Drawfee is this? I can't figure it out. It's David. I think I forget to draw in the rest of that water bottle.
It's okay.
And by forget, I mean my Photoshop crashed at the end and then asked me 6 million times if I wanted to save.
You
and
can
then I
be
don't know if it's saved.
forgiven.
By forgetting, you mean that you did it and then it crashed and didn't recover it.
Yeah.
So funny, that
This is
Photoshop.
such a beautiful render, Julia.
Thank you. I'm trying something new on this render. I'm trying some new brushes. I'm trying to do it in a different way than I usually do.
I noticed that you were using some of the grass brush.
I wanted to have the age or like, this thing's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Sort of feeling. So the moss would be very thick. So some of the definition would be lost in like the details of the Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
But I still wanted the implication to be there. So there's a lot of pushing and pulling.
Yeah.
You can see I'm trying to figure out how much texture I want in this thing and how little texture.
Cool.
As always, I'm astonished by the amount of thinking you do
Well, so
when you do your pieces.
Well,
a lot of promo art shows you little clues of things that you can do in the game, and telling you by showing you and not telling you. Is that the phrase? That's not the phrase.
The phrase is telling you by showing you and not telling you. I think that's the exact phrase.
Yeah. Wow, that's the phrase.
fucking nailed it, dude.
I nailed it.
Shit, shading grass.
Nathan's getting mad.
Whoa, hold your horses.
Oh no, he saw the shading in the grass.
You know how he feels about the shading in the grass.
Very faint guardians in the distance.
If you see it, you can go there.
Yeah, exactly.
That mountain in the distance, you can go there.
The sky,
You can go there.
the moon.
You can go there.
There's no moon in the picture, you dumb fuck.
Then you can't go there.
Can't go there yet.
Can't go there.
Moon DLC when?
Get your battle pass now.
Yeah.
Your season battle pass.
Put link on the moon.
It's the moon from Majora's
Wait.
You
Mask.
can go there.
I want to draw some little bugaboos without individually drawing each bugaboo. Draw some field flowers without spending forever on some field flowers and the arrows. I think this is where my Photoshop crashed. So here we go. This is what we got.
Well, it looks so good.
I'm glad
nice.
it crashed once you finish the scene.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, you can see that it didn't save at the top. Okay, well, we'll discover where that saved at the end.
It probably saved a version.
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
crashed.
Something exists.
It usually does.
It's somewhere.
Thanks. Technology.
Character.psd.
Oh, yeah, because my original plan was that I wanted to draw the character and then like a few of her outfits and like her going out outfits and her like store outfits. And then I realized that it wasn't going to be working. So I just did and then I wanted like different scenes in like another file. But I wound up just doing all of them on one.
Scenes.psd.
Scenes.psd, yeah.
That one was
Yeah.
lost in the crash.
Yeah, exactly.
The calamity.
The calamity. Can't salvage that one.
The CC stands for Calamity in Photoshop CC.
It stands for character.psd calamity.
How did they know?
Whoa.
Whoa.
What was your theme and setting?
Mine was Western,
Ooh.
and I believe it was serial killer.
Oh,
You believe
Yeah.
it was
okay.
Yeah,
I
it was a
believe
wild
you.
one.
Yeah, I believe you.
a Wild West.
Yes, I wanted to do like a poster for it, or like just like something concept. I'm trying to get back into like my love of doing like concept illustrations for a thing.
Yeah.
So I did. I went so Western. We went to Vegas,
The most west.
the most West.
I love the variation in shapes and colors.
Thanks.
and
I was looking up references and they get kind of wild, and it's very cool and very fun.
And the way they're layered on top of each other, it feels full but not crowded.
Yeah, I wanted it to be like when you look down one of those like busy streets and everyone has like a sign that's trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
but I was using some of their
Piss. Oh.
some of their built-in brushes. We both got so excited about piss.
Really funny. You had just written piss in the middle of this good drawing.
Excellent.
Sorry.
That's okay. We went from piss to pistol.
One brain cell.
Yeah.
And it's not over there with the guys.
We got so excited about piss.
Really good hand lettering.
Yeah.
Just to write piss. It's just so funny. Sorry.
That's okay. So I didn't love it.
So I redid it.
Wait,
Wait,
so
it's gone.
Julia.
I got rid of it.
Julia.
There you go.
And I started again.
Delete
There
your
you go.
art.
Wait.
It's
And
time.
I got a new concept,
Uh-huh.
which is Descent into Madness and still Western.
Oh. So you fully just... Okay.
I fully
Yeah.
restarted.
You just did
Don't
two.
just delete your art.
Delete your concept.
Yeah, delete
just
your concept,
start
delete your
over
art.
entirely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy your delete concept.
Well, I was in such like a frantic state, and also like I
this
haven't
is
been
also really
Clearly.
good.
I haven't been like loving art
Oh my god.
for a while, so like I'm like frantically trying to claw back, which is the worst way to get back into art is in a frenzy.
I mean, it's kind of working for you though.
Thanks. So I couldn't like decide. I like really wanted to draw something that was like cool and evocative, and then I wasn't feeling that for the neon sign one, so I was like, let me just go for like moody on the next one, because moody is like one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. I didn't
It's
love
gone.
it, so I
It's
started
gone.
again.
It's gone
Okay.
again.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is my third one.
This is performance art and the
Yeah.
descent into
This
madness.
is the Descent into Madness.
Ooh.
Turns out the descent into madness was just the artistic process for you,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It's yeah.
Julia.
So
Both of your pieces before this were so good.
so this is my third. This is my final piece, I will
Okay.
say.
Okay.
I do just
I don't
want to add
believe
that I
you.
loved the angle on the second one.
Oh, thank you. I liked it too. I think I'll
Yeah.
go back in and like when I have more time, I'll add detail to actually make it work. But I didn't have a lot of time,
Yeah.
despite my doing this 3 times. Ultimately, I think all of these all together, I spent about 3 hours doing these.
Classic.
Of course.
So
I just had a hunch you would delete the second one, so I just wanted to
yeah,
point that out. I loved that angle.
thank you.
It would make a wonderful piece if you find the time to flesh it out to your liking.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back in and work it so that it feels a little better. But
Yeah.
it wasn't working out exactly how I wanted, because I was
Fair.
trying to work pretty quickly of just a cowboy rancher sort of dude being weird.
Hey, bud, could you not? You're being real weird right now.
Couldn't help but notice you're being weird.
Look, I've been here before.
Kind of cringe.
This is how my roommate looked at me when I was trying to bring a bookshelf upstairs by myself by pushing it
POV.
because I didn't want to wake him up.
up the saloon stairs and there's this guy.
And then he woke up anyway because I made so much noise trying to push it upstairs. And then he looked at me just like this. I love your ability to draw stairs.
So cool.
Is that a weird thing to say?
No, stairs are hard, and
Yeah.
Julia does it really well.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
stairs for the second one, there's a zigzag brush, and if you go at a very specific angle, it draws like the side of the stairs. So if you're silhouetting some stairs in, I just kind of went across
That's
and
smart.
filled it in.
I'm gonna try to remember that with my brain.
It was
Work
nice.
smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where my descent into madness culminated, and then I decided I just had to stop.
And then you just passed out.
Very
Yeah, basically.
moody.
And you woke up recording this episode.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Wow.
Where am I?
Love that you included
about it.
your other pieces and you basically finished both of them also. Like you
Yeah.
got to basically done with both of them before you were like, I actually want to do something else.
Well, sometimes you got to see a piece through because all pieces go through the ugly stage. And then when you go past the ugly stage and sometimes you're like, oh, actually this piece like came together in the end.
Yeah.
I try to always push through towards the end because then you always learn something.
It's very impressive.
Like no matter what, you're going to learn something.
Yeah, I mean,
But then I just didn't like them.
they were all good.
Thank you.
I want to say, Julia, because I know this is something you've been working on, is having more like energy in your pieces.
Yeah.
I feel like all three of these have like such a chaotic, cool, like I know it's probably your mental state when you were doing it,
Frantic.
but they have like a lot of energy to like the lines and like a sloppiness in an artistic way that normally you like struggle with.
Yeah, I do.
I feel like you really hit that like cool, chaotic vibe with like the energy of these that makes them really evocative.
Thank you. It's I discovered the post correction setting on brushes, and it's allowed me to hit a happy medium on drawing something chaotic but still having very straight lines, because if you want to draw a straight line, you put the post correction on 100 for that brush and you just draw a line willy-nilly and it'll make it straight. So you can have something that still looks very clean but isn't like a measured out, perfectly calculated perspective.
Yeah.
Like for these stairs, that's how I did these stairs for the most part.
Like I wanted to say this before some people started saying piss a lot. But it is very cool to see you like working in a different program, because I think it gives you fresh ideas and it makes your work exciting to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that it wasn't before, just that's just part of the process. I mean, so
Yeah.
I like that you've been trying out a new program, because then it's cool to see your process in doing that.
Thank you. Well, this was during disaster / before other disaster. It was during personal disaster of a hacker getting into all my garbage, and before disaster of Burger King doing kind of a whoopsie doodle.
Their exceptionally good decision to make some excellent tweets on National Women's Day.
Yeah, I did this on Sunday because I was like, I need something to distract me from all of the stress I've been having the past couple of days. Let me just knock this out so that Monday will be a little bit easier. And
Surely
then,
nothing will happen Monday.
Oops, Monday rolled around. So I did Burger King. So I really like the designs of like 1940s, 1950s mascots, where they're like big shapes, big pleasant shapes. So I wanted to do that style for the Burger King.
Aw.
It's
So
like the
I did like
opposite of what he is right now.
A little retro.
A little retro design, which, you know, comes around every now and again.
This burger man's not going to say anything sexist.
He doesn't even know how to use the internet.
No.
Yeah.
He's just a burger guy.
Oh, and he's burger shaped.
Yeah. So I tried to use some burger motifs in this Burger Man, in this Burger King. The ruler of burgers would look kind of like a burger.
So he is the burger and he ruled the burger.
He is the burger. He ruled the burger. Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Does he have a chin strap beard?
Looks kind of like.
Yeah. Well, I wanted one of those ones that like I fix it a little bit later, but for right now, it does look like a chin strap beard.
Is his cape clipped on with sesame seeds?
Yeah. It is. I just realized that I didn't do something that I wanted to do in this design, which is that I wanted to make his cloak the checker pattern of like the wrapper that goes around the burger, but I think I forgot to do that. So whoopsie doodles. Just pretend that I did.
It's good enough to say it here.
Yeah.
He's a king. He probably has a couple cloaks. He's just not wearing his checkered one today.
Yeah.
This is the casual cloak.
Yeah, this is the casual one. This is him just enjoying the day out in his kingdom of burgers.
That face when you're enjoying the day.
This is my bad tweet apology cloak. Ho, 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 ho. I'm sorry, everyone.
I tried to focus on shapes, which is you know not really my deal, and also very round because round is friendly shapes for children. So it's appealing towards kids. So I wanted to get that round aesthetic. Except for the crowns, which are very pointy at the end, but still they're rounded.
Well, the lines look great on this.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually did a rare thing of coloring it black at first, or the lines black, because I wanted to have that kind of like flat printery feel. I want to write like, some fun font here.
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
The kingdom.
Welcome to the Burger Kingdom.
Julia, this is so legit.
Yeah, I took this as a design challenge again for
I love it.
like a logo, but
I think that's what we were supposed to do, and you're the only one who did it. For once, you're the only one who met the brief.
I did it.
Incredible.
Julia did the thing that was asked and none of us did.
I always have to go against the grain.
God damn it.
You knew. How did you know?
We didn't plan this.
So, yeah, this is me trying to figure it out. And then I decided that we got to get that SEO in. We got to get that SEO in. We got to hit the trends.
Is this Among Us?
It's not Among Us.
Well, I said
Put
it.
that in the text. But when you Google fast food mascots, all you get are either hot versions or creepy versions. So here we go.
Wait, you did two?
Wait, you also made a hot, creepy Burger King?
I made a hot, creepy Burger King.
Damn.
Wow.
What a reveal.
Wow.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did this.
Yeah. Originally, I was going to have it like someone was using this original design as like anti-Burger King paraphernalia, and the actual Burger King has discovered it as sort of like a very creepy turnaround. And then I decided that felt too much like political messaging, so I just have him holding it on his little meat knife.
Meat knife.
His meat knife.
This is how he wants people to think of him.
Yeah.
Because that way they underestimate him. They don't see him as the threat that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He never wanders in his kingdom all jauntily because he's keeping his identity a secret.
Yeah, he skulks in the shadows. Julia, you both met the brief and then didn't meet the brief.
Yeah. And then you did what we did.
Yeah, you did both.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
What the
Whoa.
Ketchup.
Ketchup?
Ketchup?
Yeah.
Julia, ketchup?
Ketchup.
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 Catsup.
Catsup.
Baby.
This
yeah.
guy does not know how to eat.
He does not. He's a messy eater.
Yeah, how'd he get it on his crown?
I don't
Well,
know.
who's
Puts
gonna
the burgers
correct
on his
him?
crown.
He uses that as utensils because it's so sharp.
Yeah.
Stabs the burger.
I got my meat knife and I have my fork crown.
Well, this is my Burger King.
Wow.
That
Terrifying.
whole
What
thing.
a roller coaster.
Yeah. It had a prestige to it. It had a reveal.
Thank
Amazing.
you. Like
My
I said,
God.
weird headspace. Wanted to hit that Google search results. Here you go. Here is the Burger King and the Burger King.
Damn. Welcome to the kingdom of the Burger King, y'all.
Be careful.
Be
It's
very
ketchup.
careful.
He's gonna get into your ketchup.
So
I
what
do
happened
now.
to me with this challenge was that I got really excited about an idea. I was flipping crushing it. I was doing great, and I ran out of time and it wasn't nearly done. So the artist ghost that possessed me got frustrated with me and left and stole all of my artistic ability.
Yeah, it cursed you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I just say before you continue
Yeah.
that Julia told me she ran out of time, and I was like, "Oh, what happened? You just like didn't get done drawing? Like was it too complicated?" And she was like, "No, the drawing was done 7 minutes in, but the animation took too long."
What?
So the thing that I was trying to do was I was trying to do a lightly animated image.
How dare you?
And I
I
think
didn't know we could
literally-
do that.
I said, "You're an asshole."
He did literally say you're an asshole.
Oh my god. I gotta see what you came up with.
Well, so this one, I basically spent all of yesterday trying to draw something. And I keep thinking of the Game Grumps bit where they just go, I fired, and then I missed. And I fired, and then I missed. Because it was just like, I'm drawing, and it's bad. It's drawing, and I hate it. And it was just like, I think about 10 of these challenges, but got like 10 minutes in on each and every one of it, and was just like, I don't know how faces work. I don't know how what is anything.
Dude, that's 100 minutes. How many of those were animated?
One of them.
God.
Only one of them.
Is it this one?
No, this one was my I gotta get something done piece that I did about
same hat.
Yeah, that I did about
hat.
an hour before we jumped on a call together. So
Oh.
yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, I was the late one today. But yeah, I tried to do a moody kind of illustrative piece for this one because that's more my happy place. But today there was no art happy place for me. The art is still gone.
Sad places
Only bad place.
The art is gone. Nothing I'm drawing is coming out good. I tried to do like a warm-up portrait or like somewhere in the middle of yesterday's like oopsies. I was just like, what can I really just like crank out? I can do portrait of dudes. Let me just crank out a dude portrait so I could feel better about myself. Nope, didn't work. It came out like hot garbage. So I just had to admit defeat at some point yesterday. And I played video games instead.
I like, even though that was hard for you, I feel like it's maybe nice for people to hear that even you sometimes can't draw a handsome man face.
Yeah,
I think that
even
gives,
I.
Yeah. Happens
It
to
gives
everyone.
people, people watching who might be struggling with art. It's like, it happens to everyone.
You get a bad art day every so often where even your
Even
art
Julia.
comfort place is bad.
Yeah.
And then you just go play video games, and that's
And then,
valid.
I think if I had any art advice for anyone, it's just like if art isn't clicking that day, it's not meant to be. Your brain is a muscle just like the rest of your muscles, like your arm, your biceps and whatnot, and you got to give it rest. And
Yeah.
sometimes you can't lift.
Can't
Yeah.
force it.
You can't lift, you can't draw. Just, you got to take a brain break.
Take a brain break.
Ain't
And
that
that's
the truth?
okay.
Yeah, and that's all right. It's going to happen. It happens to everyone. When it happens to me, I feel like laying on the floor and staring at the ceiling forever. It is what it is.
Would you say you were having a hard time?
Hey. Yeah, I would say that.
You've already gotten so much detail in here, though.
Yeah, there's so
Yeah.
much. There's so much happening.
The fact that
Why
you're
did you do so much
sculpting out
text upside
letters.
down?
I don't know. I don't know. I messed up.
Why didn't you,
You can rotate the canvas.
Because I needed at least one little itty bitty challenge for me to not take this as a complete failure for myself. So I did a flippy do.
I was about to say it doesn't always have to be a challenge, but then I had the same problem. So you know what? I'm not going to
Yeah.
say that.
It doesn't always
I
have to
take
be
it
a
back.
challenge, but sometimes you have that expectation of yourself.
Yeah, sometimes you want a challenge.
Yeah.
But ideally, you want to rise to the challenge and not be like, this challenge done, mess me up.
Yeah. Oh, and then I did all of the coloring of this in. I looked at my clock and I had like 6 minutes left. So, whoops.
That's a mood.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It brought me back to like my making comics days, and it was just how I crank things out fast. It put me back in that headspace.
I really took
man.
everyone down some dark paths with this
Yeah.
prompt. And
It put me in the same headspace of the time that I had to color like a minute and a half of my thesis film in one night, and I hadn't slept in 3 days.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
It was like
No,
that.
thank you.
The next challenge is going to be the 24-hour speed draw challenge.
No.
You have
Nathan's
to work
vain.
for 24
Yeah,
hours
you have to work
straight.
for 24 hours. 24 hours
Mine
total.
Oh my gosh. No, thank you. I'll sit that one out.
Melatonin challenge or bust.
Yeah. Draw some real sleepy stuff. Julia, this is so
Yeah, I
good.
feel like this is really cool, though.
This
Thanks.
is like so conceptual and like moody.
In the game, the main character, Conway, his leg gets turned into a glowing orange skeleton leg, and it's kind of the coolest thing.
Oh, so that's the reflection of the
So,
skeleton
yeah, the
leg.
reflection.
Wow.
They're standing under the hard times.
Nice.
The lower depths bar.
That's rad. I feel like
So
that.
cool.
for 30 minutes, this is so much to execute on.
Yeah.
I think you are also
All
too hard
these
on yourself.
letters.
Thanks.
You didn't even rotate the dang canvas.
What were you gonna animate?
Yeah.
So I had drawn this lyric so there was a band that I used to listen to in high school, Pretty Girls Make Graves, and they have a song called All Medicated Geniuses, and they have a line that's the kid with the golden arm, he admits to the forest fire. And I always just pictured this like small town baseball player standing in front of this like raging inferno. And I really wanted to finally illustrate that with like an animation. And so I had the illustration done, and then I wanted to animate his shirt, his like baseball shirt, and
Oh my God.
the flames.
In 30 minutes.
Well, now you
In
can
30
just do
minutes.
that.
I can just do that.
Let's do
yeah.
an animation challenge.
Oh, Christ.
I'm down.
I'm down.
I'll try. I've never I do not have the patience for animation, so that'll be me coming in all grumpy and sad.
It would be fun to try.
I did a sheet ghost.
Classic.
Ooh, old school.
Yeah, I just figured classic sheet ghost. I didn't have a lot of brain power in the week that we were planning this. I got a little kneecapped by COVID.
Yeah, you were a little sick.
Spooky.
I was a little sick of all.
Oh.
I was mostly asleep, but I don't know if I met the brief.
Oh.
And I think you guys are going to laugh when you see what I spend about 90% of my piece on.
Hell yeah.
Interesting.
So let's
All
get
right.
into it.
That rules.
Let's find out.
So
Classic
Box.
ghost shape.
yeah,
we're
this
still-
is
This is a building.
yeah, it's your classic sheet ghost.
This is a pretty distant shot of a building.
Look at the sheet ghost.
I'm really excited to see how the sheet ghost works into this setting.
Look at the sheet ghost go.
That's
So what?
So basically, the only thing my brain could process was that I wanted to make a spooky illustration.
Okay.
So I'm doing a spooky illustration
you
Of
of
a little house on a table.
yeah, like a little model house.
yeah, it's a what do you call it?
miniature home, a model
Yes.
home, a miniature home.
The diorama.
Yeah, exactly. I've been into
Okay.
dioramas recently.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, it's Halloween time, so oh yeah, this is me trying to figure out what I want this freaking perspective to be, and I can't get it.
Uh-oh.
Very important for the
Uh-oh.
sheet ghost.
Yeah, very important for sheet ghosts to be in the correct perspective. But I wanted to do like a Southern Gothic spooky house, like a little farmhouse.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
I'm sure it's gonna make sense with the sheet ghost.
Yeah, the sheet ghost, it's a sheet ghost.
Well, because I see some stuff is covered in what looks to be a sheet in the background.
Yeah.
Is that the sheet ghost?
Y-
No.
It
I will say.
it'll be there.
I will say. I love watching you do perspective. It's
Thank
incredibly
you.
satisfying.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
No, I'm enjoying
Yeah.
watching this, and I can't wait to see what this has to do.
I'm having a good time.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
It's just the way you do it is so like you know what you're doing, masterful. Like
Thank you. I've been doing a lot of backgrounds recently. It's like the only thing my brain had power to do was just like, I was trying to think of like a character or something to do with the sheet ghost, and my brain was just like, just
make a house.
Make
Bay
a house.
window there.
Yeah, I had to
house.
figure out bay windows.
That's really good.
just make a
I-
house.
Window
it's
is
one
bay.
of those. It's just one of those things where like like I've done some like learning perspective and actively choose not to use that knowledge most of the time. So getting to watch you do it, you make it look so effortless.
Thank you.
It's clear you have such a good grasp on it, so I enjoy watching it.
Thank you.
Even though you're not doing a sheet ghost.
So
Not
I
yet.
freehand these lines because model homes are, you know, you're working with like tiny bits of wood. So wood grain makes like the wood shapes, like the little wood carvings be a little off. So I'm freehanding all these lines. So they're a little wobbly. So they get the model home feel.
Of course, you want the model home feel.
It's really important for the sheet ghost that the model home wood grain texture be represented in the line art.
If anything, you could say I'm going back to an old standard and missing the brief.
It has been a while.
Yeah,
it's honestly kind of refreshing.
Yeah, we're going back to familiar territory.
In Julia's defense, I feel like none of us wanted to follow the brief because there was a lot of discussion in the lead up to this speed draw where we were just trying to make exceptions and Jacob going, fine.
It's like, do whatever you want.
It's just, we just need something Halloween-y for Halloween. Happy Halloween, by the way.
Yeah, happy Halloween, by the way.
So now I'm crafting the table.
Yeah, that's important.
Yep, that has to be precise.
Yes.
Because we're no longer in the model home.
That's a curtain.
We're about 2/3 of the way through. And the sheet ghost is...
We'll get to it.
Yeah. We'll get there. Maybe.
I support Julia being on her bullshit this time.
I wanted to just do something spooky.
I mean, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Halloween's all about.
Yes.
I should also say that this was my second attempt at this. I did one that was more sheet ghost centric.
And you were like, too much sheet ghost.
I don't like it that much.
I don't
We're focusing
know.
way too much on the sheet
I don't know
ghost in
about this one.
I
I
just
want to
didn't
start
like
over.
it compositionally.
Yeah, it really centered the sheet ghost.
Also, your horror illustrations, when you get to do them, are so good and atmospheric. I don't
Thank
even
you.
fucking care about the sheet
Yeah,
ghost.
I do love them.
I'm excited to see how the sheet ghost shows up because I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it'll scare me.
I need to preface real fast that you will see a sheet ghost, but that's not it.
Oh, what was that?
Don't worry.
Is that a light?
That there's one.
Oh, one what? Ghost?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sheet ghost.
Well, I guess in a sense it's a sheet ghost and that sheet ghosts are meant to resemble ghosts.
I did read up about the history of sheet ghosts in preparation for this and then use none of it.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Is the sheet ghost just the little ghost on the house?
No, there's more.
Oh, I'm excited.
There's going to be another. It's also going to be very subtle. I'm realizing this is like very dark. I don't know if my screen is set to be too bright.
Well, it's bright in this room right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that makes it a little harder to
it'll
see.
be easier to watch
Okay.
when you're a viewer of our channel. And then you subscribe and like and leave a comment saying, oh, I understand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a very subtle ghost.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And a flashlight. Freudian
Freudian slip.
I said flashlight the first time. I just said in a very clenched voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
This
the
is so
texture.
cool.
Thank you. I wanted it to be like you took
a photo.
a photo of your model home after you've like moved in and then you like set up like a fake little sheet ghost on your front porch of the model home and then there were two ghosts in there.
There was a real ghost.
Oh,
There
yeah,
were two ghosts.
in
You're
the room.
developing it in the dark room and it comes into focus and you're like,
It's
Yeah.
like that Ghost Adventures stuff where they're like,
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
look closely at the corner of the image.
Yeah, so there's two background ghosts and then one ghost on the porch. So I did technically three sheet ghosts.
You met the brief.
I met the
Yeah.
brief.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't render that chimney, huh?
No, you didn't render the chimney.
That's all right.
It's a ghost.
It's made out of a reflective material.
yeah.
Maybe I'll fix it when I get home.
Maybe. Up to you.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe in the image you're seeing, the chimney is rendered.
Yeah.
In
to
which
say?
case you'll never
Who's
know
to
what it
say?
looked like.
Whoa, it was a ghost.
Whoa, that's
Ghost did
scary.
it.
The render is different than we see in the past. It's
Whoa.
scary.
Time.
Well, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
Thanks.
does have ghosts.
Yeah, thanks. I had joked that for 90% of this you would not see the costume that I did.
But I love watching you draw a
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The
I'm
reveal.
glad because that's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
me drawing
at
a
least
home.
we had a good time.
Yeah,
I had a
well,
great
I'm
time.
glad.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Great image.
if you only drew a sheet ghost, I would have secretly been so disappointed that I didn't get to watch you draw a house or a room.
Thank you.
So I'm happy.
I've done it.
And we got the final one. We got Julia.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Mine is cursed.
Okay.
From toe to tip, this thing is cursed.
Okay.
We're going to have about 5 minutes of nice recorded process, and then every camera I used after that would not do it. And I did not know that it was not recording a lot of the time. Some of the cameras would just stop filming after 5 minutes. Then at some point, I gave up on trying to film it. So you're going to have pictures. We're going to go on a journey.
It's a multimedia experience.
It's a multimedia
Alright.
experience.
Hell yeah.
I want to present it like a school presentation.
Yeah.
So I leaned into it a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
So I decided that I wanted to do some woodworking.
Mm-hmm.
But by woodworking, I wanted to make a moving wooden animatronic
Sure.
because I love animatronics. But instead of making the train go around, I wanted the scenery to move around so that you could like put the camera in front of the train and then spin it so that you could see the scenery moving as if the train is going, you know?
So it's like an illusion.
So it's an illusion.
So you're gonna carve all of this out of wood?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's comical.
Telephone wires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see how much of this I abandon.
Okay.
I can't imagine why.
So I have like a dowel that spins the top bit that like the, you know, that the building is on. There's going to be a center support. There's going to be like some wheels around the rim to just kind of hold it up sort of thing.
She's going like beautiful mind mode.
Yeah. I had this whole idea for putting like wooden slats around the outside. What I should have done
Yeah.
was print it out.
Okay.
This was my mistake, is that I drew out detailed plans and then I didn't print it out. I went, I could just redraw it. I could draw a perfect circle.
Well, who has a
What do you-
printer these
what?
days?
My brother
Oh.
I have
did
a
not take
printer.
him up on that. Or yeah, and
It's
Karina.
right, it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Who among us?
And then I was like, well, in order to do that, like, these are the things I should have printed. I drew it out, like, perfectly. All of the pieces that I would need. Also, I was drawing this out so that when I went to the hardware store, I knew exactly what I needed to buy. The wood pieces, the sizes, everything.
Choosing
The
a
fact
font.
that you
Yep,
made
choosing a font.
like proper designs
Yeah,
and then didn't print them out.
correct.
Just
What did you
ignored
do
them.
instead?
Flew by the seat of my pants. So I went over to hang out with my brother. So my brother has woodworking tools, so he
Okay.
helped me out.
Looks good.
So we made that. The thing about working with my brother is that my brother says, "Hey, Jules, you can come over and work on the thing." And I go, "Oh, cool." And then you find out that he's only going to be there for an hour, and then you need to go because he has 2 small children and a lot of working that needs to be doing. So I went home and I started using my little Dremel to sand.
Table.
Oh yeah,
I'm at my dining room table. Yeah.
that's a Dremel for sure.
Dremeling at the dining room table.
I'm measuring the rim to make sure that the outside rim is the size that it needs to be. And then my assistant came. She appears quite
Like
often.
that this part isn't sped up at all. We're
I
just
wanted to
going
leave in the kitties.
Yeah.
People want the kitties.
Because I don't have a lot of footage of a lot of the stuff that I had to do.
She's breathing in sawdust.
I was in front of a window, which is also why I'm sitting there.
You wanted me to come stand right here. Right?
Right in the
That's-
center.
This is a cat circle.
Yeah.
This is
Here is a circle, so I
pretty-
will just stand
it's a
here.
pretty good place to stand, honestly. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think good job.
I'm looking at all my pieces. I'm like, can you
Delightful.
Just make sure that fits. Okay, you gotta go. Thank you.
And that's enough of that.
Okay, and now we get back to the dremeling.
Now we're sped up. Okay.
There's my assistant again. She was there for many hours of this process. There she goes. Yep. So it's just a lot of measuring, dremeling. And this is what I was able to do at our apartment because we live in an apartment and I do not have wood tools in our apartment beyond a Dremel and a handsaw.
Dremel.
Yeah. And so now I'm making the train.
Of course.
So I have these like little, I went through like a wood carving bit a while ago. So I had these very soft woods from then. And so I was like, I could hand carve it. And then I was like, that's going to hurt my hand. I'm just going to Dremel it.
I mean, you got the Dremel.
So I got the Dremel.
Why not?
There's my assistant. Once again, I had to stop because of the assistant.
Oh,
so, this is what I got.
Transition effect.
Yeah. So that's without like the wheels on that little support circle. So this was the end. This was the end of one of the nights. So I put in little wheels.
Sure.
So now I have to make the little building. So so I made this little building.
She did this to herself. I just want everyone to know.
Yeah.
It was from Wednesday till Sunday midnight. So
funny,
those little thin wooden bits on the front, I had to sand down that big wood chunk because I couldn't find the little wood bits.
Of course.
And so it took a very long time of turning a big chunk of wood into little thin ones. And then I remembered that I have popsicle sticks. So I wound up using those later.
Yeah.
So here's my little building. Pre-paint. So I painted a little building. It looks different from the one that I drew because
you didn't print it.
Because I didn't print it, and also like I didn't measure out that. My brother was like, "Oh, the building should be bigger," and Jacob was like, "Oh, the building should also be bigger." So I made the building bigger, and then the train is so small.
The building is huge.
The building is huge. The train is small. Here it is trying to spin. You don't see all of the times that I spun the thing and it just didn't work. I put sandpaper on the bottom scenery wheel.
Is that how you want it to spin?
You can see the device that's supposed to spin it. Oh, I hit the train. I wound up just putting the train. This was literally like midnight last night.
Hell yeah.
After Jacob and I streamed, we were filming this, and then I edited the footage before we left to drive here this morning. So the whole thing was kind of a travesty, and I hate it. But I think next time that I try to do something like this, I will.
A learning experience.
It is a learning experience. I will just like print out the plan so that I can draw exactly what I need.
Perfectly cut.
Yeah. And, but I think like in the future, I just want to make like little miniatures. Like I liked making the house.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the little cafe came out so cute.
Yeah.
And
everything else was a disaster.
If the plan had been just to have the cafe on a spinning base,
Yeah.
you could have like gotten that.
Yeah.
Way
Should have gotten
easier.
a spice rack.
Yeah. I forgot the clip of my brother and I putting everything together at his house. And my brother going, "You ready, Jules?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he spins the wheel. We're looking at the inside. The internal wheel is spinning. And we're like, "Hell yeah." And we stand up and we look at the top and there is zero movement. There is absolutely zero movement on the bit that's actually supposed to be moving and rotating. And we were like crying with laughter because it was such a colossal failure. So yeah, it took 2 people to make this failure. Bless this mess. But I had a lot of fun. Well, I didn't have a lot of fun.
No, you didn't.
But-
That's a lie.
So you had a bad time.
I had a
and
really bad time.
It didn't come out.
Yep.
Well, I think we all did an excellent job on this. Julia won,
Yeah.
but I think we all did great. If you liked this, and I know you did if you watched it,
Yeah.
then you better click like. This isn't free.
Yeah.
Click like.
Yeah, we need to pay for all the art supplies we bought for this episode.
You saw it.
We got
you
no
saw
money.
it.
That's gonna cost you 1 click,
We
please.
spent everything.
Thank you.
Please like and subscribe. And if you want to support more endeavors where we might have to spend money to do it, if you support us on Patreon, we'll have money to spend.
Wow.
Yes. art supplies is expensive. That's why we typically do digital.
That's right. We've also got merch in the store. You can support us by buying that and have cool clothes.
Yeah.
And we stream on Monday nights on Twitch, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
And maybe Luigi will be there.
Yeah.
Maybe. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're sorry.
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 Sorry.